living lower. And we'll use every toolkit of the mayor's office and Metro to build more affordable housing. We will focus on our residents.
Thank you. Question 2 goes to the next table, to Senator Yarborough, Ms. Rowley, and Ms. Wilhoit, and feel free to go one after the other after I ask this question, starting with the senator. What does affordable housing mean to you? Many people in Nashville can't afford or perhaps don't want to own their own home, but renting is so expensive, many working families or young professionals simply can't afford it. Tell me 2 or 3 specific steps you would take to make a real difference when it comes to affordable housing. Senator Yarborough.
Thanks, David. And that is a critical question that I hear about on the campaign trail every day. I texted with a friend who's in her 70s in Antioch yesterday who's trying to downsize but know that she has to find a way to do an all-cash offer for her smaller place to outcompete the sort of private equity firms that are bidding on the same property. Small business owners who pay their employees well know that they're having trouble retaining because of that. So specific ideas. I helped author the legislation 9 years ago to allow Metro to invest dollars in affordable housing and to obtain properties to make a difference there. But I think we have to be honest that those are only going to be nibbling around the edges as long as we're losing properties faster than we are creating affordable housing options that people can afford. So we need to preserve more housing by better utilizing property tax freezes for our elderly. 2, we need to better leverage public property and our Barnes Funds assets to bring public sector and private sector and nonprofit resources to the table to expand housing at a much faster rate. 3rd, we need to turn renters into homeowners. We should have down payment assistance programs to help the teachers, firefighters, cops who make this city work be able to afford to live here. There are numerous steps that we can do, but the next mayor has to make it a citywide effort.
Thank you. Ms. Rowley.
Yep. Thank you. In terms of specific thoughts around affordable housing, the first is that we made much of our most affordable housing less affordable when we raised our property taxes. So we contributed to the housing burden and housing costs of our older housing stock, which is by definition more affordable, built under previous codes. Second, and I want to applaud Senator Yarborough and others, we have to look at how we help remove regulatory hurdles that are keeping us from bringing more housing onto the market. And what I mean specifically is that government is is not able to keep up with the private sector. There is new state legislation that allows electrical permits to be used to help speed along inspections. We hear it all the time. We've got housing stock sitting, can't get inspected, can't get opened. That is a supply and demand issue that continues to raise the housing prices. The third is resetting the relationship with the state. THDA and home ownership programs are underutilized in our county, and I think some of that is a failure of our relationship with the state. We have a significantly higher percentage of our residents here who do not own their home. And that is going to create a challenge if we do have an economic downturn. So I'd like us to look at not raising taxes, at bringing additional folks to help speed to market, and then also working effectively with the state.
Well, first, let's make clear. The tax rate in Davidson County is the second largest tax rate in Davidson County history. So the tax rate is already low. Your value in reference to your home has appreciated, and that's what you want to do. You want to have your value to appreciate on your home. But the question is how do we deal with affordable housing? In order for us to have affordable housing, government cannot do it alone. They must outreach to public-private partnerships in order to create the public housing that we need in our county. First, we have to find out how much how much affordable housing do we have? How much affordable housing do we have? And we must create that object, and knowing that, it's like going to the grocery store and not knowing what you need to bring back home to eat. So you first have to find out what is it that's needed so that we can fill what is the void. Second, you have to ensure that affordable housing is affordable for all. My son lives with me. He cannot live on his own, even though he has a college degree, and be able to afford even renting. So we have to look at affordable housing in the sense of making it affordable to those who are also with a degree or has the ability to be able to not live on their own, making housing affordable. And then we have to also look at, in affordable housing, who will we partner with?
Thank you very much, Ms. Wilhoit.
Thank you.
Our next question to the last table here, Matt Wilshire, Sharon Hurt, and Heidi Campbell. Here it is. Data says